The first choice you must make in order to run an AutoFlex automatic is choosing the proper duct side parameters. The duct side tab is where we choose exactly what type of tap Practicad's going to use to start the fitting assembly run. You will notice that you have two choices, rectangular neck and round neck. These choices run independently of one another. What you need to do is decide what type of grill am I running to. If I'm running to a rectangular neck grill, I'm going to check rectangular neck and then choose the proper tap parameter we'd like. If we're going to run to a round neck grill, we check round neck and then we choose the proper option here. Keep in mind that we can choose a round neck option and choose a rectangular neck option, and Practicad will run them both. For example, on the left hand side we have a round neck grill and a rectangular neck grill. We can choose to route one tap to one grill and a totally different type of tap to the other. For example, if I wanted to run to the round neck grill a spin collar, we could click on round neck, then go down to a spin collar accessory or spin collar catalog, and then we could say for the rectangular neck grill or the assembly over here, we'd like to choose a totally different tap, and here we're going to choose the 45-degree boot tap. So what that means is we can choose independent parameters for rec neck grill runs and round neck grills and run them at the same time. Once we know what type of grill neck we're routing to and have picked the proper selection, now we need to pick one of three options: duct, collar, or tap. The first option here is short for end of existing duct. Notice when we choose this option that Practicad removes all of the tap options from our window. The reason why is this option is specifically used when the tap already exists on the duct line. For example, notice right here that we have a squirt around which is being utilized as a tap, and we would like to route it to the grill. Well, we can still use the AutoFlex automatic to attach between the end of this existing duct to the grill by utilizing the duct option. So what we would do normally is we'd highlight the duct or tap we'd like to attach from, and then we'd highlight the grill. We'd come over here to the AutoFlex icon, and then in here we would go under the duct side tab and we'd make sure that we pick for the type of grill neck we want, end of existing duct. And what that's going to do is it's going to skip the portion for selecting a tap, and it's going to pick up where the route starts. And there's separate tutorials on that. So what we're going to do here is press OK. And when we do that, you can see that Practicad started the route from the tap or end of existing duct and routed the spiral pipe route and the flex all the way out to the grill neck. The second choice for utilizing a tap is choosing to use the collar option. If you check the collar option, Practicad is going to use a Practicad spin collar accessory, not a Practicad spin collar fitting. We do that under tap. Spin collar accessories can be created in the software, and there are separate tutorials on that, and they can be activated with this spin collar accessory icon. Generally speaking, we only use spin collar accessories if we're not fabricating them. We can get a count of spin collar accessories, but we cannot download them to a plasma cutter. If we want to do that and fabricate spin collars, we create catalogs out of taps. However, if you are using the spin collar accessories, we can choose this option. Notice here that on my database we have a collars catalog already built. And you can see inside what's in that spin collar accessory catalog by opening up the little plus key. Here you can see we have spins from 2-inch all the way to 24-inch that are pre-built. Now if we choose an individual fitting, Practicad is only going to use that particular spin collar regardless of the neck size of what we're trying to route to. For example, if the grill neck is 18 inches and we choose a 10-inch spin, Practicad is going to try to fit something else to compensate for that difference, or it's not going to route at all. So generally, it's better to have Practicad select the proper spin collar size for you. To do that, you would create a catalog of spin collars, and then under the duct side tab, when you choose the collar option, you're going to select the name of the catalog you'd like to use. Notice here we highlighted collars as a catalog. If you highlight a catalog name, when you go to run this assembly, Practicad will go into the catalog and pull out the spin collar that matches the diameter of the neck you are trying to route to, and it'll do it for you. So you can have two separate grills with two different neck sizes, and PractiCAD will run two routes to both grills simultaneously, but choose the proper spin. So to represent that, we're going to cancel out, and then we're going to click on this round neck grill, which happens to be 12 inches diameter, and then we're going to click on this piece of duct. We're going to go into the AutoFlex icon, and then we're going to run this assembly using a spin collar. So we're going to press OK. When we do that, you can see that PractiCAD has now chosen a spin collar that matches. Then it's chosen to run the remainder of the route. In this tutorial, we're only focusing on the tap. Now you can see if we click on the duct here that the tap is part of it. That's always a good indicator that you're using a spin collar as an accessory because it's part of the fitting it attaches itself to. Whereas spin collars as taps, they're separate. They're a separate fitting. The last choice for choosing the tap we'd like PractiCAD to use is choosing the option tap. Tap means that we would like PractiCAD to utilize a PractiCAD fitting or a catalog of fittings to tap to the side of the main trunk line. What we're going to do here is we're going to look down our choices. Notice that we've got a list of all the possible fittings that can be used as taps. And what we're going to focus on is the round reducer. We're going to be routing from a round or to a round neck grill. And we can choose to use a round reducer, and if we do that, PractiCAD is going to take the default sizes for round reducer and just make the round reducer's diameter out match up with the neck of the grill. Or what we can do is we can design a catalog of round reducers. In this particular tutorial, we have created a catalog of conicals. Now that is done in a separate section, and there are separate tutorials on building catalogs. You must know how to build catalogs if you'd like to use them in the AutoFlex automatics. Here we have a catalog of conicals already built. And you'll notice that if we open it up, you can see we have everything from the 4-inch conical all the way down to the 6-inch conical. Now, if we choose an individual conical, it's not going to route correctly all the time. Just like spin collars, if you go to route a 12-inch neck grill and try to route to it and specifically say that you want to use the 8-inch conical, it might not route, or PractiCAD might try to use a strange fitting to fit that gap because you got a difference in size. However, if you choose the name of the catalog, which is conicals, and you select it, PractiCAD will go into that catalog of fittings and it'll choose the proper size catalog fitting that the diameter out matches the grill neck. For example, the 12-inch conical on my database happens to have a 14-inch diameter in and a 12-inch diameter out. So PractiCAD would use that. Take note that if your catalog has two fittings that would meet the criteria, in other words, if you had two fittings that both had the diameter out equaling 12, and we're trying to route to a 12-inch grill neck, PractiCAD will choose the first choice or first selection in your catalog. If you're building catalogs correctly and using AutoFlex assemblies correctly, it is recommended to have just one fitting that matches each size neck in each individual catalog. So take note of that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say, let's run this assembly utilizing the conicals. So we're going to exit out and we're going to highlight this fitting and this fitting. And we're going to come over here, we're going to click on the AutoFlex icon, and now we're going to press the OK button when the AutoFlex opens up. Remember, we're under tap, we had chosen conicals, and we're now going to press OK. When we do that, you can see that PractiCAD went in, and notice that it's a fitting, it's separate, it's a separate entity, and it chose the conical fitting directly out of our catalog. And we can see that by coming over here, by double clicking on the fitting and seeing the properties, you can see that the name of that fitting is a 12-inch conical, and it came out of my catalog called conicals. So it's routed the proper tap to the proper grill. Now we're going to explain the reverse tap option. The reverse tap option is simple. What it does is whenever it's checked, PractiCAD will flip over the fitting you use as a tap at 180 degrees in orientation. To demonstrate this, we're going to route between the rectangular neck grill you see here and this piece of duct. So what we've got here is we've got the duct side tab, we've got rectangular neck chosen, we've got tap, we have 45-degree boot tap, and we're going to leave reverse tap unchecked. Now we're going to run this route. When we do that, you can see that the tip of the boot is pointing into the airflow. However, if we undo that and run the same route with reverse tap checked, you're going to see that the boot tap's going to flip over. So let's go back to the rectangular neck. We're still choosing 45-degree boot tap, but we're going to say reverse tap this time. And now we're going to press OK. Now it routes the exact same assembly we have. However, it's flipped the boot 180 degrees, so the tip is pointing with the airflow. So usually this is used for return or supply lines. The last parameter under the duct side to go over is the add to neck size option. Add to neck size gives us the ability to size the width out of a fitting or the diameter out in proportion to the neck of the grill we're routing to. For example, on the left hand side here we have a rectangular neck grill that happens to have the neck width of 12. And we're going to route it from this piece of duct. And what we have in the AutoFlex option is on the duct side tab, if it's a rectangular neck grill, we're going to route a tap, and that tap's going to be a 45-degree boot tap. And currently we're going to say that the add to neck size is going to be 0. We're going to press OK. And when we do that, notice that it adds a 45-degree boot tap, and the 45-degree boot tap's parameter for width out is currently 12. That's because the neck width of the grill is 12, and with the add to neck size parameter was 0, so all it did is match the width out of the boot tap to 12. However, if we knew that we wanted that boot tap to be 6 inches larger than the grill neck, we can change the parameter for add to neck size, and Practicab will automatically upsize it for us. So here we're going to say that we want the width out of the boot to be 6 inches larger than the grill's neck. So what we've done is we've re-highlighted both entities. We're going to go into the AutoFlex icon. And now what we're going to do is go under the rectangular neck option. We've still got the 45-degree boot tap selected. And we're going to say add to neck size 6. And now we're going to press OK. And when we do that, you can see that Practicat has taken the neck size of 12. It's added 6 for 18. And now the boot tap happens to be on the out 18 by 12. The only other thing to mention on this feature is where does the depth come from? Depth is actually matching whatever the neck width parameter of the grill is. For example, the neck width parameter of the grill happens to be 12. Therefore, the depth of this boot tap is, as a default, 12. The width changes based on the add to neck size parameter, so the width out has upsized to 18. But the depth is going to match the grill. That'll conclude the section on the duct side tab.